Over the years, more and more homeowners have been asking me about as-is sale. And while that can be intriguing, there are several things that you need to know about what an as-is sale really is. So in this video, we're going to talk about the benefits, the potential negatives, and the right strategies to use to sell your home as is. So what does the term as is really mean? Well, although it can be self-explanatory, what it means in the real estate world is you're not going to do any improvements to the house prior to selling it. So an as-is sale can happen in any situation, but typically we see it most often when a home is not your primary residence. So that could be a rental property, an inherited property, something to that nature. When a homeowner chooses to sell their home as is, it's typically out of convenience rather than trying to negotiate for the highest price. So what are the perks of an as-is sale? Well, first of all, you're not putting any money into the house, so there's no upfront cost to any repairs or improvements to the house. The huge benefit to that is that oftentimes when homeowners do choose to make repairs to their home, they uncover other issues that they did not know were an issue previously that require fixing as well, which can cause a snowball effect and be very costly. Now for the cons of an as-is sale. There's a couple big negatives that can happen if an as-is sale is not done properly. Usually when a homeowner says that their home is sold as is, it's going to tell a buyer automatically that what is wrong with the house. So they're automatically going to come into your property thinking that there's something wrong with it, when there may or may not be something wrong with it, but we don't want to put that thought in their mind even before they see it. Secondly, you attract the buyers that are only looking for a deal. So those are buyers that are always going to come in that are looking for something below market value. So by putting the words as is out to the public without a strategy behind it can attract all the wrong people and the people you're not looking for. So should you sell your house as is? Well, the short answer is yes and no. Again, like we talked about in the cons, you don't want to put it out to the public as an as-is sale where it can be found on every website worldwide and attract the buyers that are looking for a deal or already believe there's something wrong with your property, which is not the position you want to be in. That being said, there is strategies to sell it as is while negotiating for the highest price. So the best strategy to sell your house as is would be to put it out to the public, maximize the value, not using the words as is, but using the best marketing strategies to negotiate for the highest price to get the highest offer. Now, when you get those offers and you're negotiating with those buyers, you can put into contract at that time that the house is sold as is. Now that you've accepted an offer and we're going into escrow, again, we're still not doing any repairs, but the buyer may have an inspection period where they could do their own inspections of your house. And if they were to find something wrong with it that they didn't know about or we didn't know about, then there's a potential that that buyer could ask for a slight price reduction or a credit in lieu of doing those repairs. Again, we're not doing any repairs, but we're still in the power position because this is not something that you have to accept. You may even wind up doing these things, but you'll be doing so at a higher price point or a higher starting point and more in a position of strength. Meanwhile, if you marketed it as is to the public from the very beginning, you're going to most likely end up at a lower price point or starting point and end up in the same exact situation. So with all that being said, we understand that everybody's situation is different. So we would encourage you to reach out to us or your preferred real estate agent to find out if an as-is sale is best for you. And the most important thing, again, is always going to be the strategy on how you get to that as-is sale. Everybody wants a convenient sale. And what we're saying is that there's right ways to do it and wrong ways to do it to keep the convenience and maximize the value of your home.